take this streaming. I'm gonna. I don't even know. I don't even have words to say.
I need to watch that movie again.
Which was that? Which one was that?
Pitch Perfect.
Which was that?
I need to give you a hair's cut.
Hey,
what?
That's why I didn't want you up close to me. I didn't want you up close to me because then you're gonna tell me that I need a haircut. We've gone batty. I should also
cry.
Straight up cry now.
What cry?
Oh man, hey, we're live, so go ahead. What's up, guys?
Hey, it's us.
Having a little bit of a trouble.
I'm sure you missed us, but we're back.
It's been exactly 2 days. Was it day 962 of our exile?
Crazy. If you watch my Instagram, you saw that.
You saw the mild version of Jessie's meltdown. She has absolutely lost her ever-loving mind.
I feel a little bit like
She
a
snapped.
caged animal. I feel like a caged animal.
She snapped.
Let's
She
be real.
cracked.
Yeah. So on my story, I was saying I'm an introvert, so I really thought that I could probably go months.
And to be honest,
Easily.
I would say yesterday she was going strong.
Yeah.
Like 100% hammered down, got this thing.
Yeah,
Didn't need to see
something
anybody
happened.
ever.
Something happened. I don't know what happened.
I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
me.
So we are in a shelter in place in our local area. So for Erath County and for Stephenville, Texas, which we usually abide by both, we are in a shelter in place unless you are essential personnel, and we are not essential. That's like...
That is so hurtful.
I find anyway.
I am
that's
essential.
I feel like I'm essential. I feel like I matter. I don't know, but we're not essential personnel. So, yeah,
That's on a show we watch.
yeah. Oh, essential personnel.
Yeah.
Not essential personnel, but so we're stuck here. The problemo is, we were thinking that in the next week or 2 or 3, or maybe even at the
Like
most,
a month.
like at the most a month, we're going to
Yeah.
be able to bail out of this place. Somebody's going to bond us out. Somebody's going to give
Deaths.
us a, what's that called? Vaccine. Somebody's going to come along with something. And then the president says,
You're free! But he didn't say that.
good evening. Good evening, Dustin.
Hey,
Yeah,
Dustin.
so instead we have a new date, I think, of April 30th was the last I checked.
Yeah.
With a tentative possibility of a July 1st. We snapped. We cracked. Anywho,
Yeah,
point of the story is she snapped.
Yeah, I think I was like, just like he said, I think it was all good, like knowing that there's, a possibility of a pretty soon end date, like a month or 2. When he said, I don't know who said July. I don't want to quote the president on that. I would have to find it. But I saw somewhere July, and I'm like, are
You
you
lie. Not you.
kidding me? July?
She snapped. She snapped. She's pacing around the living room, and I'm like, babe, what's going on? And she's just like, I gotta go for a walk.
I can't do this.
I gotta go for a walk. I'm gonna go for a walk. Anyway, out she goes. She leaves for like 30 minutes, comes back inside. She's still like pacing and stuff. Eventually, after her walks, I guess she prayed or something, but she comes back in and she's quasi-normal, quasi-sane. But dude, you snapped. But I gotta say, I think I was right behind her. It's been a week for me, a little bit less than a week. The last time I went out was last Wednesday. I do some shooting for Cornerstone. Well, at least I have. I don't know that I will be. Anyway, I shot some stuff for Cornerstone, and so I got to see people on Wednesday. I got out and about, got to hobnob, and I was starting to feel it. I don't know that I'm an extrovert, but I feel it a lot sooner than she does. But today I did the same thing. I snapped because I was on this live stream thing that we've got going on, but I was trying to do it privately to our church. Failed that one miserably. Broadcast it to the Facebook world. Anywho, I was doing the whole live stream thing, and I'm like, I want to see the people who are seeing me. I want to see you back, because this is like I want to see them dancing, walking around on those.
What do you call him?
Feet. No, okay. Wait, I told you, we cracked. Totally cracked. I want to be able to see back. This is such a one-sided thing. Danielle, hello.
She says same.
Jana. Yeah.
You're an extrovert. Jan is an extrovert, so I'm not surprised.
She's in a cage. Yeah. Third day.
Yeah.
I would imagine you're in a cage. But like, this is such a one-sided thing. We get to see your text, but we only get to see what you want to show us on social media. I want to trap you in a room and force some like significant conversation.
We have deep conversations with people
Yeah.
on the daily.
On the
and,
reg.
like,
That's what we do.
he and
I force you into deep conversations. That's my job.
he and I have had all the deep conversations, so there's no
I know everything.
mystery here.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing new under the sun.
I haven't
Vanity.
seen people in 3 weeks. I was saying this on my Instagram because for spring break, which was before all of this, I decided to stay home and completely rest.
Oh, that's true. She got a head start on this all.
I was injured and I felt like God really wanted me to rest, and the week after spring break, I would be taking my comprehensive exams for graduation. And so I was just trying to totally block out like social media, block out like all the distractions, and rest. And I rested hard and I felt really good. And we went to a wedding on the Saturday at the end of my spring break, and I got an email from my school saying that they were going online, completely online. And then they did the shelter in place thing. So I have not been out of the house in 3 weeks. Like,
to be
legit.
fair. Yeah, and not in a fear thing, but she has severe asthma. Like, severe asthma.
Yeah.
She's constantly hooked up to some sort of puffy puff thing. Or not feeling, if she laughs too hard,
That's
she can't
true.
breathe.
Yeah.
So we have to
It's
take it pretty
tough.
easy. So she has been on lockdown, been quite a bit more cautious than
Yeah.
I have been. But I need
And-
to be a little bit more.
And it is like, I have asthma, and so with any respiratory virus, I have to be careful. So, I mean, this one especially because it's so severe, but with anything like the flu or bronchitis or strep, anything like that, where I don't know if strep is respiratory, but anything like that, I have to be super careful. So I'm not necessarily being any more careful than I normally am, except for the mandated shelter in place thing.
Sure.
I normally wouldn't get that opportunity. I just go to work and wash my hands until they're cracked and dry. But yeah, I've been at home. I've gone to the grocery store, but I did curbside.
Grocery store curbside is an experience now because the poor lady is trying to like pack the back of our vehicle with groceries, and we're like, "Hey, what are you doing
Hey, what
today?
are you doing?
Hey,
What's your favorite thing
what's-
about today?
what's your favorite
Who
color?
have you seen? What have you been doing?
Where you been?
What are you going to do tomorrow?
Hey,
How
if we
many
came
hours
back,
do you work?
If we came back here tomorrow, do you think we could hang out and you could bring us some
Do you have
groceries?
any fears
What
that
if
we
we
could
ordered
pray
them like
for?
one at a time?
Is there
Would
anything
you bring
that
them
you
out
need
to the
help
car?
with? Is there anything that
and
you
we
want
could
to talk
like
about?
continue this conversation. That's the fun of going to curbside. It's like, somebody, come.
Person.
Yeah, and they have some weird deal of like you're supposed to roll down your passenger side window so that there's a space in between you, and that's how you communicate. But we're stationed on either side of the vehicle, waiting to pounce.
We're we're
get
ready.
in the
Let's
vehicle and let's
talk.
go for a ride.
Let's talk.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we've cracked.
Yeah, so I did say I was an introvert, and I am an introvert, but I actually do like people. So I call myself an outgoing introvert. So like I do miss people. I miss seeing my students. I miss talking to the grocery people. They used to hand me a phone and I would sign it. Now you don't touch anything. So it's all very weird.
Very hands off.
It
Isn't
is.
this world kind of? It's so crazy. Like everybody wants the cell phone thing so you can scan your cell phone. I don't touch anybody. And I'm not gonna say it again on the live stream, but I need some touch, man.
Touch.
Good night.
Well, it's funny because like now I've trained my brain that you're not supposed to touch anybody.
What about 7:05 hug party?
7:05.
7:05 hug
It's
party.
7:10. You
Oh,
missed it.
well, my watch is behind. 7:10 hug parties. Oh, okay.
So I'm watching TV, and I'm like, I've programmed my mind not to touch anybody or get near anybody except for him because we're the same.
Time out. Hold your thought. Okay, you guys, you recommended some shows. We did a live stream a couple days ago, maybe a couple weeks ago now, about some of our favorite TV series, and you guys recommended a few to us, and we've been diving into them. And let me first start off with this. What are you thinking about The Office? It's terrible. It's terrible. I know I'm making enemies here, and I know I'm going to drive a hard
Okay.
line in the state. It's terrible.
We've only seen 2 episodes. It is so boring.
It's terrible.
I'm not understanding the humor
How did
yet.
this thing get out of 2 episodes?
Seriously, so boring.
Oh my gosh, guys, this is rough. It's
Okay,
bad.
to its credit, I have laughed a few times, But is the intention to make it as boring as it is to work in an office?
It makes my skin crawl.
It does make my
I think
skin
that's
crawl.
eventually supposed to be like funny. Okay, time in. I just wanted to say everyone and their dog recommended The Office, so don't take this as a
Yeah.
personal attack. Lots of people have loved it. They all say get past season 1, but goodness
We're gonna
gracious.
push through. We're gonna push through, but right now we're not interested.
It's rough. Time in. You're up.
So anyway, people are like, I'm watching TV and people are hugging and they're sharing drinks and they're sharing lipsticks and they're like, I'm like, the COVID,
But
the COVID.
don't touch
the
each
COVID,
other.
Don't touch. Don't
Where's
touch.
your
don't
6
hug,
feet
don't share.
distance?
Anyway, I'm like panicked. Not really, but you know what I mean. What are they saying?
Okay. Let's see. Danielle. Let's start with Danielle. Danielle Verwer says Dustin is
Parks and
essential, but
Rec.
I am not. That's sad to hear. I think you're essential.
That's
I think we're
sad.
all essential.
We are.
There are just some of us who
That
are
is so
thriving right now.
sad. You guys are essential. All of you are essential to our lives.
I was talking to some folks today where I'm like, I am so glad you guys are fighting the good fight and keeping us safe. And it was to people that I never thought that I would ever say that to. I'm talking to janitors and stalkers and, it's not like
Our job.
not like lurking in the bushes stalker, but you know what I mean, like grocery
Stalking
store stalker. Yeah.
Oh no.
I have to work and deal with everyone else's complaints about it all day. Wish I could stay home. Yeah, I'm sure you're crying a
Yeah.
single tear for everybody, but it's a little weird on this side.
No, seriously though. Sorry, I have long story. I'll tell you in a second. But seriously though, like the people who are going to work, being exposed to everything, like the grocery store people, truck drivers, nurses, doctors, everybody like that. Like seriously, thank you so much.
Yes.
That is a huge deal. Like last night at the town meeting, they talked about sending teachers back into the schools and and stuff like that. And I'm like, I mean, I'm all for it. I love school and I'll go back, but I'm like, I'm a high risk. I'd be a little nervous about that. And I can't imagine being exposed every day.
Could you
to
imagine
it.
we have, I don't know, less than 10, 5 to 10 doctors, like general practitioner doctors in our area, and they have to, I mean, they're on the front lines of all of this. They're going to be exposed. As a matter of fact, they were talking about in the meeting, they're like, we are probably going to get it at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody's probably going to get it at some point in time, but you know what they mean right off the bat. So
And
it's just fascinating to think about.
I mean, I don't know. Recently, they said the research is changing all the time, so who knows what it says now. But a couple of days ago, when I looked at it, the majority of the cases are mild symptoms. So that's not that bad. It's just like they're stressing the severe symptoms and like you could get this if you do get this
Yeah.
and blah. So it's all like it just feels like ugh.
Well, and yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful as we're sitting here in our little cave whining about not being able to go outside, but it's a real thing. You start to crack. Apparently, around week 3 for Jesse,
Yeah.
around 5 days for me, I'm snapping. I need to see somebody.
You know,
I'm snapping.
I'm really, 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 and I keep saying this, like I am so, 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 so thankful that my job has been able to go online. Like, I have something to do in the day. I have things that I'm working on. I have people that I'm contacting. I get to have the face-to-face interaction online. Like, I am just so thankful for, like, what God set up ahead of time for me. And I don't want to, like, I don't know. I almost feel bad.
You're on your own here.
I almost feel bad that I have this opportunity. Like,
No, it's a great opportunity, but I miss the full experience of in the same room together,
Yeah.
full on conversation.
Yeah.
Because let's just take, if we get boring here, you guys are gonna roll out.
You just hop
You're
off.
half paying attention to us probably right now. You probably have a TV on. You got some kids playing. You have a whole bunch of stuff going on right now, and you just like, man, if we were sitting in a room together,
you ain't going nowhere.
you ain't going nowhere.
Yes, stuff.
We talking. We're
Yeah.
talking. I'm gonna hear what's on your heart. You're gonna hear what's on
Where
my
you
heart. I'm gonna
going?
look you in the
Where
eye.
are you going?
Hey, who is
Nowhere.
that? Who is that? Tell him to sit down.
Where you going?
That's right. Turn TV
Nowhere.
off. We're talking right now. Golly.
That's
Miss
what,
it.
So I tell my dogs when they get
I
up.
miss it.
I'm like, where are you going? Nowhere. You're
I don't know.
stuck.
I think new normal is like having your cell phone on, the TV on, carrying on a conversation, and all of that being like 2 live streams going.
Yeah.
It's a mess. We've lost our minds. We've cracked. Okay.
So,
What?
sorry.
No,
go ahead.
go. So what?
The
A
purpose
needle
of
pulling
this.
thread.
Okay, all right. The purpose of this video. Go ahead.
to follow salty. A drink with jam and bread, and that will bring us back to. Okay, I think I'm good there.
The purpose of this was like, okay, so I've seen in the comments and I've heard from people on my Instagram that other people are going stir crazy. We watched a video
Which one?
this morning.
Did
It's
you get?
it has a bad word in it, so we
Get
can't
over it.
repost
It's
it.
fantastic.
It was hilarious.
Fantastic. It's this guy. He's standing there. It's off of Adele's "Hello." I can't remember. Just look it up. It's the guy who says basically he's standing there, "Hello" from the inside, and there's a glass door, and he's just saying hello.
He's a good singer.
He's fantastic. It's thoroughly entertaining. Anyway, check it out.
Okay, so the purpose of this video was
I don't remember what the purpose was.
Well, Danielle's asking. So
purpose.
Go
ahead.
Sentence.
Yes.
We're obviously distracted. We're obviously a little anyway.
We're amped up.
Back on. Purpose is to give you ways to not be stir crazy anymore.
We nailed it.
No, I mean, obviously we're still a little stir crazy. Like, we are craving interaction with people.
But we were a little agitated. There's the stir crazy of like, man, you long to see one another outside. Obviously, we see each other. But there's the stir crazy of you're a little bit agitated with your spouse, kids, whoever it is that you're trapped indoors with. And we were kind of working through that. So was it yesterday?
I think it was yesterday. I was just annoyed. You know, like annoyed with everything, annoyed with him, annoyed with the dogs, annoyed with work, like just
technology.
Annoyed. Yeah, annoyed. And he just grabbed my hands. We were in the kitchen, and he just grabbed my hands and started praying. And like, I didn't want to pray because I was annoyed and I was trying to do things. But I'm so thankful that he did. He grabbed my hands and he just started praying. He prayed for both of us, and because he was feeling the same way.
Yeah.
And,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say if you're head of a home out there, if you're the husband of a relationship, you're the spiritual head, you got one option. I've got one card to play. It's to cry out up on the grace and mercy of Jesus our King and say, please help us out here because we've gotten into the mess of it all. And to grab my wife and go, I'm a perpetrator. I need just as much as you do. And so let's go into the presence of the King together. And I grabbed her hands. I'm like, Jesus, we're in it.
We need
your help. Father, we need you. That whole thing. And if you're a single mom and you don't have a head of home, you're it. You're the head of home. So grab your kids' hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, grab your kids' hands and go in.
Yeah.
Jesus, we need you. This is chaos.
Or
what do you want to say?
I mean, I'll even go so far as to say is maybe you're married and your husband's the head of the home and you see that your family needs prayer as the wife or the mom or whatever, then step up and say, husband, I think we need to pray, and if he's like, no, then be like, I'll pray by myself.
Yeah, be praying anyway.
I'm going to pray.
As a way of bringing us out. When somebody's in the spirit, when somebody's in the zone, it just pulls you out. You don't want to be a part of darkness. You don't want to be messing with it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's our thing. That was our entire spiel. That's the whole purpose of this live stream right here. When it goes crazy like it did yesterday, I want to say last week. Yesterday, man, just getting in the presence of Jesus and letting him reorient you to what's going around.
And even like today, I had been working at the computer all day and it wasn't necessarily a productive day. I was working very hard but getting nothing done type of day. And I felt like a caged animal. My shoulder was hurting, my back was hurting, and like I was getting a little bit like, not nauseous, but like, that car sick feeling when you've just been in the car for too long.
You've been staring at a cell phone or computer screen for like 6 hours.
And you're just done. And like,
I usually feel the grease just
seriously. And we like to go on walks together. And so I usually wait for him to go on a walk. But he was in here. He was in the thick of figuring something out.
I was throwing stuff around.
He was figuring something out.
You're so kind.
I
was melting down.
Joshua's help. Yeah. And so I thought, and I was going crazy. And I'm like, I got to go. I need sun. I got to get out of here. And so I went without him, which I felt kind of bad about. But I went outside and I went and fed the goats and I pet the cats a little bit. And then I kind of waited a few minutes to see if maybe he heard the door close and come outside with me, and he didn't. And so I just took the dogs and we went on a walk. And oh my gosh, I just was like walking and praying and like my shoulder was killing me, which is an indicator that I've taken on worry. And so I'm just, praying and asking God, like, I don't want to worry. Like, I know what I'm worried about. I don't have to ask you. I know what I'm worried about, but I am going to ask you to take it from me because this hurts. I don't like this. I don't like this feeling. And so, I mean, I guess we could sum up this live stream in probably a 2-second answer. What do you do when you're stir crazy? You pray.
You pray.
It's our only solution. I mean, go ahead.
It's a first and last line of defense.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't come, as quickly as we would like for it to. She says, well, I just went outside and I walked. I tossed some stuff around up in here, working through, slamming on the desk and some of the stuff. And it took me 2 laps. I was walking and I'm praying. I was frustrated the first time I was walking out down our ag road. Still like, Lord, what's going on here? It was the second lap of hanging in there. So all that to say, hang in there in prayer. Mm-hmm. Hang in there because he's there. He's with you. He cares about your situation more than you know, and he's bringing peace. We just gotta get the heat and the frustration off of it.
That's true.
So we can hear. Yeah? Let's answer some questions and call it a day.
Yeah, lots of interaction.
Oh man, this is great.
In the chat.
Jenna says y'all are cracking me up. Well, yeah. We're hamming it up tonight. Don't you think it would be a good idea to work on an online course about how to... Yeah, Jesse, you should get right on that.
How to what?
I don't know. How to whatever the next one is.
Yes, the answer is yes. Whatever it is. How to. I love to teach people how to do anything. I love to teach how to cook. I love to teach how to not clean. I don't like to clean. Do math. I love to teach. When I took 3 years off of teaching... What? I just talk too much?
No, well, a little bit, but I don't think so in this. I love that you like to tell people how to do it, what it is, and how to do it.
I am going to tell you how to live your life.
This is number 2.
Listen.
This is number 3.
I know a better way to do whatever it is that you're doing.
Welcome to my world.
And I'm going to show you. That's what I was going to say when I took 3 years off of teaching when he started the ministry and I joined him in it, and I took 3 years off and I was tutoring but not teaching full time. And oh my gosh, I was trying to teach rocks how to roll over, like anything I could get my hands on. And poor Jared, I drive him crazy when I'm not practicing my passion, when I'm not teaching. Then I try to tell him how to do everything.
It's fantastic. It really is. Okay, I'm playing the husband role of like, oh, she's the wife. No, it's been amazing because I struggle with putting thoughts together. I'm a very sporadic person. I'm chasing butterflies and I'm jumping from one idea to the next. And long-term relationship with Jessie has taught me how to methodically go through things because that's how she thinks. She teaches you, if you want to end up here, you need to do this, this, in this order. And it's like, oh, some of that's rubbed off. Some of it's still not sticking. But
one of our favorite things to do, I really like checklists. I love to-do lists in the box
and color coordinated. Yeah.
And he sees mine. I only have, at the time when I made this, I only had 7 assignments left for my master's degree. Now I have like 3 or 4. Anyway, I was proud of my little to-do list I made. So he's like, I want to make one. Make one.
If you could see my desk right now, it's covered in Post-it notes of things of like, I need to remember to, and they're all color coordinated because at one time she color coordinated my life and showed me like how to make everything work.
Here's a rough draft.
Look at that. Everything's got little check marks on it, proper place,
dates,
proper time. I don't know
steps.
I don't know how to tie my shoes anyway. You're amazing at what you do.
Thank you. That's
I think
very
you should
sweet.
create a course and then let me chat. Add color.
Thinking about doing that when I graduate with all my free time that I'm supposedly going to have.
It doesn't exist. Yeah, right. Let me tell you a little sneak peek on the other side.
Time. Sure.
Are you guys, a real question here, go ahead and write in the comments. Do you guys have a lot of free time off? Because we're working nonstop.
Yeah.
We work until it's time to close our eyes. Like
in the quarantine?
Granted,
well, I do that anyway.
We did watch The Office this afternoon for 2 episodes.
We have little spurts of time.
Yeah, but pretty much we're working nonstop. Are you guys working nonstop online or if you're emergency personnel, I assume you're going in. But I'm talking about the people who are at home, quarantined, Are you guys full at it too? Because it seems like we're busier now in the quarantine than
Yeah.
we were face to face out in the world.
Yeah, and I
I'd be
mentioned
curious.
this in the last live video. I think that like I had just hit my groove before spring break, and so like I had kind of figured out where my spurts of rest would be and when what days I would work on homework and stuff like that. And so I'm redoing it, and I feel like I'm getting more back into another groove, but I'm working hard.
We're hitting our groove, but it's a lot of work to get up to speed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Where were we? Jana says, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Dustin says, I said Parks and Rec. That is on the list.
Yeah, we haven't watched that yet.
That's up there.
We
That's
still
after
need
The
to.
Office. Eric McAllister says, I agree. We tried. It is a cult. I don't remember what we were talking about that time. What were we talking
What?
about?
I agree. We tried it. Is it The Office? We were talking about
Oh,
The
that's probably what it
Office.
was. You have to diligently watch through the first season. It gets better the more you watch. That's what
Okay,
everybody says.
Okay, we're gonna stick with it.
It's like, okay, to me, that's like alcohol. Everybody says, if you drink, I'm sorry. It's what I've heard my entire life.
That's okay, go
I'm not
on.
a drinker, so
Go
I'm
on.
sorry
I'm
if I'm
just
offending
curious
anyone.
about the analogy.
The analogy is if you continue, beer tastes terrible. I'm sorry, guys. I know there's some out there. If I found good tasting beer, I would be a drunkard. That's just my personality. So I never found good tasting alcohol, but everybody said to me, if you just stick with it long enough, you'll acquire a taste for it. Blech. That's not me. Never happened. I feel like it's going to be the same way with The Office.
I don't know. New Girl was a little bit odd at first,
Well,
and
that's
we
true.
really got into
That's
it.
true. Fine, give me a beer. I'm ready. Never liked The Office either. Alex says, "Oh, thanks. Y'all are essential too." Thank you, Alex.
That's sweet.
I've actually gotten ordained online, so I'm now a licensed minister.
Good for you.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Universal Church of Internets, interwebbies.
Yeah, go for it. Why
Coco
not?
Train says, hello, Coco Train. Danielle Vower says, purpose? Yeah.
That was when we were chasing
Yeah.
squirrels.
Yeah. What up, Coco? Yep. Squirrel. Same.
Yeah.
Olivia has us pray at meals. It is so good to reset our thoughts. Cool. Coco Train says, hey, Eric, not much. Okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves.
There's down at the bottom it says Eric says working from home is busier. I'm gonna have to agree with that. I am getting better, but I struggled with like the off button. Like at work, there's a time when you get off and you go home, and there's this clear separation between work and home. And obviously, when you work at home, there's no going home. So it's like emails come in at 9 o'clock at night, and you answer them because why not? They need help, or 10:30 or 11. I'm getting 4 or 5 emails at 10:30 or 11 saying, Pearson shut down. I couldn't finish my test. What do I do? It cut me off in the middle, so it's just like constant. And even we talked about this last night. I woke up at like 3 this morning working in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's hard to get to bed.
man, I don't even do this in normal work. Like I sleep good. I'm a good sleeper. Anyway, yeah, it is busier.
Dustin says he's feeling a road trip this fall, maybe Texas
Yes.
after COVID-19.
Yeah,
I
you know,
agree.
Dustin, was that Dustin who said that?
Yeah.
You know, Dustin, we had a road trip planned for post-graduation, which was in May. We don't get to do that.
Bump it.
We'll bump it.
We'll go.
Bump
We'll still
it.
go.
Yeah.
Eric McAllister, working from home is busier. Dude, I think about you every time I think of a problem. I saw you make a post the other day and you're like, hey, I'm a problem solver. That's just part of my package. Shoot me your problems. And I every now and again, I'll think of a problem and be like, oh, I should text Eric and see if he can figure out a way to get around this thing. Because I think of those like real big problems and I get stuck running around in the rat trap of like, how do I get this done? So I think about you all the time, man.
Are you wheezing?
I'm wheezing. I told you, I got the COVID. I got the black lung.
No, you
Pop.
don't. Don't say
I
that.
got the black lung.
I don't receive that.
But my life is exactly the
For you.
same, Coco says. Hey, right on. Alex
She says her life is the same.
Yep, she says, no, but my life is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Just been homebound, Alex says. A hunger to be busy. Oh, man. Much busier now from Danielle. Karen says, for us old people, it's kind of life as usual. You know, that's fascinating
Yeah.
because I was talking to Miss Joyce this morning, and we were talking about the city council meeting and how the different doctors had their different perspectives on things. And, I heard one of them say, the way that we get through this is herd health. And I was like, man, that makes a whole lot because being agriculturally based, you're like, hey, if a certain portion of the herd gets sick and recovers, then we're better off for it. Yeah, you're going to lose some, but for the most part, you're good. You never want to lose any, but so I was like, man, yeah, maybe we just need to get out there and get with it. Get over through this. And Miss Joyce this morning, when I was on the phone with her, she's like, yeah, I think that's a terrible idea because I'm one of the ones being culled from the herd. How about
Yeah.
no, Scott? She said, I'd
yeah.
like to keep with life as usual.
And go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
that's it.
No, I kind of like I get where he was coming from. Like chicken pox, when we were kids, Jared's really odd. He never got the chicken pox, but when we were kids, we all got the chicken pox. Like you just did.
I went to all the chicken pox parties.
You just wait your turn and you get the chicken pox, and then you have the chicken pox, and then you get over them, and that's the end. Like, so I can kind of see where maybe that might translate into this. Like some people feel like we just need to get it and get over it and move on, but the bad side of that is, like Miss Joyce said, is that there are those of us that are higher risk that maybe don't move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scary.
Unacceptable. All right, much busier now for us old people. Yep, true, exactly. Liquor is
Yeah,
delicious.
I think for
Eric.
the more mature crowd, not old people, I would never call you old. The more mature crowd and stay-at-home moms probably have much the same lifestyle.
Oh, here. Hey, wait. Does that even work? I wonder if I have that turned on. Hey, there we go.
I spend half my time looking at the screen. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, I did have a place for your chats to pop up, but apparently
Chats.
You chats.
Well,
know if that's
I
gonna work
look at
today.
the screen because I want to know what you guys are saying.
Parks and Rec is better than The Office, Danielle says. Jana says, aside from just working on work, I work to fill my time up with a deal. Hang on. Aside from just working on work, I work to fill my time up with.
Oh, to
Not
deal
with, to deal.
my restlessness.
I keep wanting to put a with
Yeah.
in there. I can read. If not, I have a teacher. There's
I
Dustin.
was a little restless. I've been a little restless. So last night we were watching TV and I was standing in front of the TV doing like lunges and jumping jacks. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're going crazy. You were
I
going
got some
crazy.
pent up energy.
Jenny Sal says, yep, me too. I was making a
Jenny.
video. What video you
Hi,
making?
Jenny. Yeah. Oh, for school. She has to make a video for school.
For her students.
No, for herself.
Oh.
She's a student.
Oh. You teachers, man. You guys making videos all day, son.
Those videos. There's a chats up there.
Yeah, I know. I got them up now.
I had
Finally.
the chicken
Sorry,
pox
guys.
twice. Really? Who said that?
That's Dustin Verwers.
Oh, wow. That's sad.
I got them since you didn't. Yeah, there you go. You got a double portion upon you. Not bad enough the first time, so when Josh got them, I got them again.
Oh,
Yeah, I never
man.
got them, and it weirds everybody out. Everybody wants me to go get vaccines and stuff
You
like that.
have been vaccinated for it.
Have I?
Yeah, I made you go do it.
There you go. That's part of that. Squirrel! Wait, what? All right. Let's do it.
What are we doing?
I think that's it.
We're
Unless you
done?
guess want to hang. That's what we knew. That's what we know.
Thanks for talking with us
When-
and chatting and
When in doubt, pray it out, right?
yes, that's kind of hard. It's kind of a spoiler alert. Praying is pretty much always our
Pretty
answer.
much the answer for everything is inviting Jesus into the equation.
Mm-hmm.
The end. I always feel bad for the church because it's like, I got the same answer last week as I did this week. The answer to the world's issues are to invite God into the equation and do whatever he tells you to do.
Yeah.
Of course, the walking out of all of that's quite a bit more messy, but it is. Hey, Jenny Sal, what'd you say? 2, actually. My class and for my students, but I was making them in my sleep. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about
I
this,
get that.
this whole working from home social media deal. There's no real off and on to it, like we were talking about, and it is invading sleep time.
It is definitely
Massively.
very different.
Massively.
Very different.
This is weird. This whole thing is weird.
It's surreal. Like I was telling Jared this morning, I pray and I have my little prayer journal, which I've talked about with you guys before, and I really like to hear from God and practice the prophetic and stuff like that. And like God tells me a lot of stuff like about our lives and where we're headed, and like I never saw this coming. Like never informed me of this one. I guess
Nope.
I wasn't privy to that information, but I'm like, what even is this? Like what is happening?
Yeah, and even now, like for those of you prophetically inclined, those of you hearers out there, it's awfully quiet. I mean, we're hearing personal revelation, and he seems to still be in a good mood, but this is a very quiet time. Very quiet time from the Lord. All right, love you guys. Thank you, Karen. Love you guys, praying for your success. Thank you guys. Jenny Sal says it was good too. Too bad I don't remember all of it. Yep. Alex says, did y'all see some church here in Stephenville has been doing free pickup and delivery for our residents to help anyone out? Was it probably, I'm guessing, Timber Ridge?
I think.
Timber Ridge.
And there's a new thing in Stephenville. They're hiring people to be deliverers. It's on
like casting out demons and whatnot? No,
that's our
Sign
job.
me up!
That's our job.
Okay.
No, delivering like groceries and goods and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's cool because if you're looking for a job or you're looking to make a little more money because maybe your job doesn't, whatever, you're not essential. There are opportunities for, I think it was through HEB or something. They're like, HEB delivers, but I can't remember. It's on Erath County Breaking News or the Erath County COVID-19 or something. Go look for it if you're looking for a job or an opportunity to make money. There are new opportunities popping up. I know HEB Curbside was ramping up, hiring people, delivery services, stuff like that. There are new things popping up. So just be on the lookout for that if you need some monies.
Yeah, hurts a lot. Heard lots of cool. Hurts a lot.
Hurts a lot.
Hurts a lot. Hurts a lot of good information this morning. Talking with the other pastors in town, and there's going to be some cool stuff opening up with the churches. I don't know how to say this. Extending their resources, sharing some of their stuff with the city, and I would expect free Wi-Fi for most of the city. Planning on things like that. There's some pretty cool things.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Some
the students?
For the students.
Yeah,
pretty cool stuff.
That's really good.
In certain concentrated areas. So pretty cool stuff that we're working on.
I love our community.
I do too.
So cool seeing everybody's creativity and like willingness to help. It's amazing. I love this place.
I love this place. We love you guys and we miss you like stinking crazy.
We do miss you.
How are we gonna? Here's the deal. One day we will see each other again face to face. Some of you guys we've never met. For all of you Brownie Bites out there, hidey ho, it's us again. I will have you a video, Lord willing, sometime later on this week. But here, greeting from quarantine. Mm-hmm. Adios from quarantine.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Good night. We love you.
See you later.
Thanks for chatting.
Thanks for chit-chatting.
Chatting.